Iran Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi called talks in Rome on Saturday on a potential nuclear deal with the U.S. useful.
من همونطور که عرض کردم مذاکرات
In an interview afterward, he said the negotiations were held in a constructive atmosphere and are moving forward. The two sides agreed to task experts to start drawing up a framework for a possible agreement after a second round of discussions following President Donald Trump's threat of military action. Araghchi negotiated for almost 4 hours with Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff through an Omani official who shuttled messages between them. It was their second indirect meeting in a week. Araghchi said the top negotiators would meet again in Oman next Saturday to review the experts' work and assess how closely it aligns with the principles of a potential agreement. Omani Foreign Minister Badr al-Busadi said the talks are gaining momentum and that, quote, now even the unlikely is possible. Trump, who abandoned a 2015 nuclear pact between Tehran and world powers during his first term in 2018, has threatened to attack Iran unless it reaches a new deal swiftly that would prevent it from developing a nuclear weapon. Iran says its nuclear program is peaceful and it is willing to discuss limited curbs to its atomic work in return for lifting international sanctions. An official with the Trump administration said the U.S. and Iran made very good progress in the talks. Based on humanitarian considerations, today starting from 1800 hours to 00 hours Monday, the Russian side announces an Easter ceasefire. I order a stop to all military activities for this period.
Приказываю на этот период остановить все боевые действия.
We assume that the Ukrainian side will follow our example. However, our troops should be ready to repel possible ceasefire violations and provocations by the enemy, any aggressive actions.
Любых его агрессивных действий.
We know that the Kyiv regime, as you have reported to me, violated agreements regarding ban on energy strikes more than 100 times. This is why I ask you to be extremely attentive and vigilant, to be ready for an immediate response in full.
Быть готовыми к немедленному ответу в полном объеме.
Due process. That's the first thing they come for, is to take away our due process.
No hate, no fear.
The people are rising up all over this country for good reasons, and I am here to be part of that uprising and to protest all the, especially the deportations, the grabbing of people who are here legally and legitimately and throwing them into jail with no due process.
This oligarch from South Africa stripping all of our society's elements that are for the people and trying to aggrandize it for a minority of powerful and rich in a rigged system that benefits them and not us.
They've outlawed the use of certain words and phrases. They're arresting people for voicing their opinions and their thoughts. It's got to stop. That's our country's premise, freedom of speech.
These passengers are part of a movement of migrants, reversing their journey and traveling back south amid U.S. President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. Among them are Venezuelan migrants. Yefer Alejandra says she never reached her destination.
It was sad, but I gained experience. But I came back sad because I wanted to reach the United States, but I couldn't.
Wilson Duarte and his pregnant wife said they made the decision to leave New York after receiving a deportation order. They're traveling back to Duarte's hometown of Caracas.
We couldn't stay in the US and we had to come back. The sea is strong, so I don't recommend it. I'd rather go through the Darien jungle as I did on my one-way trip, as you can take a rest if you're exhausted. I came by boat and I vomited as I got dizzy, and the guy couldn't stop as an accident could happen.
In the coastal city of Puerto Abaldia, migrants spend the night before taking another boat to La Miel. Once there, Venezuelan migrants cross on foot into Colombia, as they can't be sent back to Venezuela from Panama because of the absence of diplomatic relations between the two countries. But not everyone plans to go back, like Anderson Estuary.
I am Venezuelan, but my goal is Ecuador, as I have nothing in Venezuela. I have nothing to find there. So, my goal is Ecuador and work there. I have worked in Ecuador and it was good.
One also sympathizes with them. Sympathizes because it is a great sacrifice they are making. The sacrifice we're talking about is half a mile to a mile, which hasn't been easy. It is something that has also saddened me because it is not easy to participate in this procession, but they do it with a lot of faith.
Netflix is feeling bullish about the future. The streaming giant said Thursday that it wasn't seeing any shifts in consumer behaviour as a result of recent market turbulence. That eased Wall Street fears that customers could cut back on spending amid economic worries. Netflix shares rose 2.7% in after-hours trade following the confident outlook. The stock is now up about 9% so far this year, compared with a 10% slump for the benchmark S&P 500 index. For the first quarter, Netflix reported revenue of just over $10.5 billion. That edged ahead of analyst estimates. Earnings per share also beat forecasts. The company was boosted by hit shows including UK crime drama Adolescence. With more than 300 million global customers, Netflix has continued to sign up subscribers worldwide. The company says users have flocked to its lower-priced, ad-supported tier. Co-CEO Greg Peters said he expected demand to stay strong even if there is an economic downturn.